Welcome to video 13. The challenge is entitled, Is It Time for Milk and Cookies? The description reads, Christmas Eve is almost upon us, so naturally we need to prepare some milk and cookies for Santa. Create a function that accepts year, month, and day as integers and returns true if it's Christmas Eve, December 24th, and false otherwise. Take a look at the examples and you can see they really should have listed in the notes here the order of the parameters, but it's year, month, and day is the order of the parameters. So you can see in the year 2013, December 24th, you get true. On 0, this is a poor example that the creator of this problem provided. Note that they used 12 for December, which is a 1-based numbering, and then they used the month 0, which is nonsense. January would be 1 if December is 12. But you can still get that it's not December 24th, so you return false. And then notice that it even counts well into the future in the year 3000. December 24th, you should still return true. So, barring this poor description, let's do what we can with it. Maybe clean it up a little bit. One thing that's you may have noticed is that the year doesn't even really matter. They're asking if it's Christmas Eve. So all you should be concerned with is the month and the day. And you'll find stuff like this where it's, and you need to remove it when superfluous information gets crammed into methods. It's no good for anybody. It's just noise. It's useless. It's clutter. And so pull that out of your functions when you see it. Aren't two parameters are simpler than 3 parameters. 3 parameters is simpler than 5 parameters. You want to minimize these number of parameters. You're always working in very small and simple chunks. So you want to get that down. So there's something to learn out of this, even with the poor write-up. Anyway, on to the code. This is your chance to pause and have a go at it. Your clue again is that this year is just utterly useless. You just don't need to reference it at all. Notice the return type is a bool, so we definitely need a return statement of some sort in here. And then simply check if it's December 24th. We saw from the examples that they chose to use a 1-based numbering system for the months, starting with 1 equals January, 2 equals February. Very similar to how you would write out the dates, when you sign your name and date something. Do note that in computer science and programming, it's very, very common to start numbering from 0 instead of 1. So it was unfortunate that the author mixed and matched there. You'll often see that 0-based numbering used instead. That won't work here, we saw from their examples, so we'll stick with the 1-based. So let's check that. We'll start with the month. Month parameter is equal to 12. And the other condition is that the day is equal to the 24th, right? Because December 3rd wouldn't be Christmas Eve, and December 17th wouldn't, etc. We need both of these conditions. What might be new here is this double ampersand operator. This is a logical AND. It's requiring that both of these evaluate to true. You need both of those. You can look up boolean logic to get more information about this, and we'll certainly talk more about it too. But if either one of these conditions is false, the whole statement returns false. And you can keep going with these. You can add all the conditions you want, 20, 20, and anything else, etc. We know the year doesn't factor in here, but I'm just letting you know you can keep chaining these. And sort of the counterpart to the AND, the logical AND, is one called the logical OR. So you could put OR year equals 2020. In this case, if the year is 2020, this is going to evaluate as true and nothing else really matters. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here. So we'll stay to the problem at hand. You got the month is equal to December, the day is the 24th. And this should work for our purposes. We'll run it through the check. Time for milk and cookies. That was quite a cute name for a function. 1 point on that too, for good style, is you don't want to get cutesy for names. That's what they name the problem, so I get it here. But when you're in the business world, you don't want to be cute. You want to be business. So keep that in mind. Remember I said that. So the check looks good. Again, this year, why? Why would you put that in there? Just good for nothing. Get out of here. Reduce the size of the method signature. You know, the signature is sort of the name of the method with the return type and its parameters. And just keep simplifying, people. Don't make this work any more complex than it needs to be. You'll find all the complexity you want in the real world. Believe me, you don't have to go introducing unused variables and things like that. And I'm not even accusing anybody of doing this maliciously. This happens, you know, at one point maybe the year was relevant to the problem, and then business rules change, all of a sudden it doesn't matter, but you know, people are busy and moving fast and they forget to take something out. So it happens. It's not that people are bad. It just it can happen. Just be diligent, watch out for it, kill it where you find it, exterminate those pests, and yeah, keep the code clean, keep it working, keep it very easy to understand. And thank you for watching.